Alright guys, here's a finding the zeros problem. Remember, a 0 is an x value and y is equal to 0. So I'm going to make y equal 0, and then I'm going to try to factor this polynomial. The first way that you always try to factor, whenever you need to factor, is to see if there's a greatest common factor. So I'm looking at 27 and 3, and I notice that 3 can divide out of both of those numbers. So 3 is part of my greatest common factor. And I also notice that both of the terms has a p in it. So I'm going to take a p out as well. If I divide 27p squared by 3p, 27 divided by 3 is 9, I believe. And p squared divided by p just leaves 1p behind. So 9p plus, and then 3p divided by 3p, well, anything divided by itself is 1. I can check my factors by multiplying 3p back into my parentheses. And I am going to get 27p squared plus 3p, so that means I've done it right. So now that I have my factors, I've got one thing multiplied by another thing equal to 0. And that only works when either the first thing is equal to 0 or the second thing is equal to 0. When you have a multiplication problem that equals 0, one of the two things you're multiplying together must equal 0. So these are my two options. If I solve for p on both, I would have to divide by 3 here on both sides. 3 is going to cancel, leaving p by itself. And then on this side, 0 divided by 3 is 0. So p equals 0. That's one solution to this equation. Another solution would be, what if I subtracted 1 from both sides? I would get 9p is equal to negative 1, and then divided both sides by 9. I'm going to get that p is equal to negative 1/9. So what are my zeros? Zeros are 0 and negative 1/9. These are the two values that, if I plugged them back into the variable p and calculated it all up, they would make y equal 0.